I'll start talking about that A&T ball club. We knew going into the game, I went and counted, that they had 28 consecutive MEAC wins in a row, going back from last year. And we were two of those wins in the process. Both games were extremely tight ball games that we actually kind of, I don't want to use the word lost, but we just would have been able to secure defensive rebounds last year at their place, and this year at our place, we'd have had a chance to win those games. So we knew what our issues were going into the day. We knew that they were a great defensive ball club. I think they're giving up a little under 50 points per game. And we knew if we got stops, if we consistently got stops, we would have a great chance to win. And we did more than consistently getting stops.
I'm sorry.
Well, before you ask me any questions, I do want to talk about our basketball team, though, just briefly, because I thought they came in with a different focus, a different intensity. We haven't won 4 quarters probably in too many basketball games this year. So I could see they were focused this morning and shoot around, and it just carried over throughout the basketball game today.
Coach, the game yesterday against Howard, you struggled early on through and then you sort of found something. Was today's game a carryover from that in terms of getting certain things out, and you end the tournament and now you're into some kind of groove?
Well, I really try not to compare years, but last year, our best basketball our best basketball was played in December and January. And this year, we wanted to make sure that we were playing our best basketball in March. And I definitely give these ladies credit, because every day they come and they bring it, and we're playing our best basketball in March.
Questions?
How much did you guys work on breaking presses coming into the tournament?
Well, if you saw the end of Howard game,
Yeah.
the end of Howard game, we lost 6 games in league. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. We lost 6 games in the league. 4 or 5 of them we kind of lost in the last 3 or 4 minutes when teams began to press us. They're trying to double. They get our primary ball handlers' hands, and it was something that we were able to have a week off and focus on, and they've done a great job, not only handling the pressure but just being poised. I think we're just playing with a little bit more composure, and it's evident.
Dana, what's the key to breaking press?
The key to breaking press for referee is to kind of get the ball in the middle. And sometimes it just depends on how the team plays you. So most times some people like to run and jump, and then they got somebody guarding the middle. So it's key to look opposite sometimes. So that's how we break the press, and having 3 guards, and then D, which is big, a big body in the middle, throw her, and she look opposite, and we break the press.
Play keep away, basically.
Basically, that's it. Keep away.
Coach talked yesterday about talking with you on the phone in the recruiting process, selling you on a vision. How hard is it to believe you're going to play for a championship?
It's extremely hard to believe, but it's a great feeling. So, we just been taking it one game at a time, and we've been working for this. So we happy that we're here in this position to be able to even get this opportunity to play.
How do you keep them from just being glad to be there?
Well, it starts with our seniors. Raven, Lex, and D. D doesn't talk much. Right before we came out at halftime, I see her talking in the circle. I'm like, okay, we're all right. If D is talking in the circle, I know that we're all right. And our seniors did a good job. They don't want this to be their last. They didn't want today to be their last game, and all of them put it all out there. And these ladies definitely helped when hitting shots from the beginning of the game. Dana hit those threes early. She hit threes early yesterday, and now teams got to play is completely different. So, I'm definitely been pleased with our point guard play throughout our first 2 games. Now she got 1 more game.
Coach, senior game, the HBCU game day. Talk about just the process to get here. When you took over the team, you basically had to build from scratch, and now you're the championship. Just you or the players, just talk about this journey to get to where you are right now.
It's only been 3 years. This is my 3rd full year, and time is flying by. I wasn't sure how fast it would happen, But when you're able to bring in good recruits, they make your life much easier. And whenever we're a disciplined ball club, and when we're disciplined on offense and defense, just doing the little things, knowing exactly what we're supposed to do, we're tough to beat. So y'all been able to see us be disciplined for 2 days in a row, and you see that we're tough to beat. Now we know this average margin of victory in the tournament probably not going to be there tomorrow. We know that we're going to have to come out and play a full 40 minutes, no matter if it's UMES or Bethune-Cookman, 2 teams that we've lost to in the regular season. So, you know, just because the A&T game is over, we know we haven't won a championship. We know what our goals are. It's been a good season regardless, but we want to make it a great season.
Coach, looking at the rebounding disparity, and when you think rebounding, a lot of times you think the trees down low, but I see 17 rebounds alone from Raven, La'Deja, and Dana. Talk about the rebounding effort today.
Well, it was a heavyweight fight down there. It was Lessers, Croker, Dees, Tyler. There's some big bodies down there. And, you know, so our thing was, hey, if she don't get it, if I'm D and Lessers don't get it, I'll just, you know, prevent her from getting it in a one-on-one matchup, and then they can run in and grab them. So, you know, A&T is a team that dominates teams on the glass. I think their margin of victory rebound is just plus 15. So for us to dominate them on the glass today by 13 just shows you the discipline that I was talking about. Because in our first game, they hammered us on the glass early, created second and third chance opportunities for them, and we eliminated those today.
Talk about your journey a little bit. I had a chance to watch you play, but to come from the men's side to the women's side when you did, what was the biggest adjustment for you in terms of coaching on that side and recruiting to get to this point where you are now?
On the coaching side, a friend of mine, he coaches at Wake Forest, Jermaine Woods, he called me on the phone and he said, do not stress about the layups. He said, they're going to miss some layups from time to time. He said, don't stress about the, he said, if you stress about the layups, you'll be great so fast. So I try not to stress about the layups, and I try to focus on let's rebound the layups on the weak side and get another layup opportunity. We've actually done a good job, you know, shooting the ball from the floor. So for me, they finish layups. You know, we're probably the highest field goal percentage team in the league overall offensively. So my group finishes layups, so we really haven't been able to stress about that. But a simple play that one of the men's players might have just dropped in, for Dana, she has to shoot that floater super high, and it makes it a much tougher shot. So that was probably the biggest adjustment. For the recruiting piece, you know, that Coach Ham does an excellent job. He can sell a vision on a phone. You know, he's been with me all 3 years. You know, it's not a situation where we have a ton of money. And he does a good job on the phone, you know, texting Deja James, texting Dana all throughout the day. I know they're in class. Just respond to me when class is over. But they were extremely patient with us. And, you know, we have 3 players from Shelton State, and now we have like 6 players from Virginia. So hopefully they can continue to recruit each other and make my life easier.
Coach, we've Christian brought that up. Tell us how you mentally prepared your team to face a team that
you know, one thing about this group, and even if you look at our guaranteed games, the Ole Miss, the high major games, the BCS games, even if you look at those scores, like the Ole Miss game, they went on a run on us. It was like 12-0 at the end of the game. That game was a lot closer than that going into that last media. And I said that to say, I don't want to use the word punks, but I'll use the word punks. We don't have any punks on our team. You know, Good Hope is going to be in there bumping, you know what I mean, fouling. She's aggressive, and, you know, we don't have anybody that's going to back down. You know, so we knew what their streak was. We know A&T is a great basketball program, and like I said, Coach has it rocking down there. And, you know, we were just excited to get this one today.
What would it mean to you playing in the NCAA tournament?
It'll mean everything, you know, just really doing it for our seniors. You know, last year they got put out in the first round, so just being able to have the opportunity, it'll be great. It'll really be great.